Did you get your toilet paper and everything for lockdown?
We've switched over to our hands here completely.
Okay, great.
Because just in case, it was Natalie's idea. Just in case the toilet paper is no longer available, in case the lockdown goes bad, we have. Hey,
You have Natalie's new merch too.
I'm gonna ask a question. This is a little bit too much.
Come on, you missed that joke.
This is. What'd you say?
I said you have Natalie's new merch too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be using Natalie's merch. That'll be nice.
Very funny.
Do you guys ever used to God, this is probably a European thing, so maybe you can answer this. Do you guys ever used to, after you guys would go use the bathroom? This is when I was younger.
Oh God.
Did you when I would go number 2? Did you ever go wash your butt right after?
Why is that weird?
Because I would sit on the sink and wash my butt.
Shut up.
I swear to God, I was young, but it was like was that weird?
Well, that is very European because you were longing for a bidet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a bidet.
But your family didn't have one.
No. I would okay, I'll make it less weird. I would sit on the edge of the bathtub and scoop water into my butt and wash it.
That's not weird.
It's not weird? Okay, so now that that's not weird, I'll tell you what I would actually do. I would sit on the sink and I would scoop water into my butt that way.
Okay, now tell us what you would actually do.
Okay, so I would have my mom blow water into my ass. No, the sink was actually, is that not weird, El?
It's a little weird that you're using the sink. Why don't you just use the bathtub?
Because it was a bathroom where there was only a toilet and a sink.
Well, sink makes more sense because your butt's closer to the water.
Well, no, you'd have to hop up on the
I would
sink.
literally hop up. My feet were dangling.
Your feet dangling?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was a sink. And I was I was young. I was 19 years old.
That's
No, I'm
weird.
kidding.
I was gonna say I walked in on David doing that the other day.
I was young, but I wasn't that young. It was definitely. I was one of those guys. I told this story before. I was one of those guys where my mom was wiping my butt a little too late. I was definitely one of those guys.
How old?
Taylor laughed because Taylor's like, "No, that's what I do." No.
How old?
I don't know how old.
11?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know if it was 11.
Not 11.
What's 11? How old are you 11?
Like 6th
Charlie's
grade.
11.
Oh, no, not 6th grade. No, I wasn't in middle school.
I was in 5th grade.
No,
Third?
Second.
Second
For sure.
That's not bad.
Yeah, a second. And I remember I was at my friend's.
Says Jason, who fucking babies the fuck out of his children. Oh yeah,
Dude,
2nd grade. That's
but
fine.
I remember I was at my friend. Fuck it, I'll say his name. I was at my friend Sergio's house, and he was my age, and he was in the bathroom, and he goes, "Mom!" And my catchphrase was Anya, because that's how you say mom in Hungarian.
Yeah.
And it got embarrassing when I got older, because then my dad would start laughing, and he'd be like, "Yo, just fucking wipe your own ass." and I'd always call my mom to come help me. Isn't that fucking a weird thing that why didn't I learn how to do that myself? Why was I so comfortable with my mom doing it? And Sergio called his mom in. We were both in the 2nd or 3rd grade, and Mom, and she went in there. And he came out, and I was fucking on to him. I was like, I fucking know what happened. I know what happened. And I was so happy to finally see somebody like me. And I was like, why'd she go in there? And he goes, we didn't have any toilet paper. And I was like, she didn't bring any toilet paper in there.
Dang! How can you bust your own kind?
Because I was about to be like,
yeah,
hey, I want a view. I was about to give him one of those. And I was like, did your mom just wipe your butt? And he was like, no. And I was like, dude, it's fine. My mom does it too. and he was like, oh my God, yeah, she did. And he had such I still remember his laugh about it, because it was such a moment where we're like, oh, thank God we both fucking do this. Yeah, I was very late on that train.
This is a question for Natalie and Ella. Do you guys use those wet wipes? Those dude wipes?
Oh, I use those.
I know you're not a woman though. Hold on a second.
People with hairy assholes use the wet wipes.
I don't use them.
Do girls not have hair on their asses?
No, you do, but not like a guy.
Right.
Can you? Yeah, no.
Wait, time out. Let's backtrack. You don't use wet wipes?
No, definitely not.
Why?
Me neither.
Why?
I don't need to.
I don't need
Natalie,
to.
do you take big poops?
I know this is a really hot topic you think about often.
Not a hot. I wouldn't put a hot topic.
A hot, steamy, big topic.
Is it? Because I'm just wondering. Is it does it come out as a log sometimes, or is it bunny pellets? I just don't know what it is.
What the fuck?
Ale, you don't think about this?
I totally do. I actually envisioned it when you said it. Very.
yeah,
Is it
clearly.
does it sound and it's just pellets,
Oh
or
my
is it
God, no.
is it? Is it
That's so fucking gross.
yo? Because is it you hear the first touch of water,
Okay,
and then you hear
first
the splash
Oh
because
my
it's
God.
no.
You guys
Yeah.
never seen Two Girls, One Cup?
Oh God.
I
That's
have.
where we're going.
I mean, that explains it. That's
I
proof.
guess you're right. That does kind of say it. No, that's poop. That's proof. Nope, that's poof.
It's funny when you said your dad embarrassed you like that. My dad used to embarrass me so easily, probably because I was such a pussy. But
I think I have to be careful of that when I have a kid. The thing that I love doing now with my friends and like with people around me now is I'd love to fucking embarrass them.
Right.
But I think I really have to watch that when I have a kid because I think it's
good.
I think it's a whole different game when you have a child. Like you could say the wrong thing and it'll fucking for the rest of their lives it'll sit with them in a weird way. I always reference the moment when my dad pulled my pants down at a little league baseball game. There was no one there. There was no one there. It was just on us on a baseball field, and he pants me. My underwear came with it. And I always remember, there's something about your penis hitting the wind and the open air of a baseball field that really knocks it back into your like memory for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
And like I think about that. I think about my tiny dick on that little league field.
and if your mom didn't wipe your ass that day,
yeah.
it'd be really embarrassing.
Yeah, that was an embarrassing moment for me.
Wait, he was just goofing around?
Yeah.
That's
can we
funny.
can we title this podcast "Tiny Dicks on a Little League Field"? No, don't do that. But that was a moment for me. So high schools are known for their boys and their boners. I know this sounds weird, but I feel like there's
Whoa.
no, hold on.
What an intro.
I know it's an intro.
Welcome back on Boys and Boners. I'm Dave Dobrik.
I just know that there have been a lot of times when I was in high school, actually more in middle school too, where like there was a boner that I did not ask for, and I was having to cover it up, and I was like, does anybody else see what's going on here? Were there ever situations?
I've got a couple funny stories about
You
that.
got a couple of dicks you remember?
Two very memorable. No, so my wife was a teacher too, and I think she came back from work one day and was like, this kid, I was, had this activity all planned, and I was getting like supervised by my boss, and I wanted the kids to get around and like move around the classroom and do this activity, and
to the
like one
whiteboard,
kid
yeah.
wasn't getting up, right?
Yeah, he I couldn't get him up to the whiteboard, and
Oh my God, this is like such a movie incident. This is like such a movie thing where like a kid doesn't want
Yeah.
to go up to the whiteboard because he's a boner.
Yeah.
and so
I'd rather not.
But like I didn't know, so I told him about this, and Jeff was like, "Oh, Leah, you can't just like ask people to come up to the whiteboard. Like if a boy says no, like there's a reason. Like I didn't."
Oh, that's like a rule in teacher code?
So it isn't.
I didn't know as a woman, and he had to explain this to his female colleagues as well. I didn't know that boys just like pop boners for whatever reason. Like I thought it was like in response to like a sexual stimuli.
So that's the
and-
thing. When you're 13, like almost anything is a sexual stimuli.
And that's what he kept saying. He's like, no, I just pop boners for no reason. And that was like fascinating to
No,
me.
that happens too. You get boners for no reason. There's no sexual stimuli.
Right.
Sometimes you're like not even horny and it's just hard.
When you're a kid?
Yeah. Or
100
now or ever. Yeah. I remember being in class and being like, I'm not horny, but it's fucking rock
Yeah,
hard.
but at a kid, when you're like younger, it's like a lot more. Like the boners would come every period.
Yeah,
Like,
but it wasn't like I was turned on by anything. It was just there.
I know. Yeah, I was learning about like the Great Pilgrimage.
We're here on Boys and Boners. So we're taking your calls.
Oh, so when you were a teacher, if a guy didn't want to come up to the board,
I got it.
wait,
I
that's
understand.
happened. Has that ever happened to you?
It happened a couple times, and I had to explain it to my female colleagues as well, like because they would complain about boys. I'm like, you can't. It's yeah, like this is
Wow,
just
that's so
it's gonna happen.
interesting.
If a kid is like sitting in his chair like with terror in his eyes that he doesn't want to get up, just let him fucking
I would
vibe for a few
always.
minutes.
It's so weird. I would always get boners at the most inconvenient time, and it was right before passing period.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
right.
Yes, dude, totally.
It was right when It was right when the bell was about to ring, and I was about to go to my next. I was about to go to my next class.
Yes.
And sometimes I would flip my backpack and I'd wear it on my stomach.
Totally.
Yeah. Or at the time they had like these binders. Remember those binders that
Hell yeah.
like they're like made out of like a fabric and you put everything in it.
And
Like
you just
remember?
jam it against your pants to try.
Yeah, and that was just. I remember that was the horror for me. When I was a kid, I was like, "Oh my god, boners are going to be like a serious problem my entire life." Like it was like the same fear I had about like quicksand. Like when they teach you about quicksand, you're like, "Okay, got to watch out for those when I go hiking." Like that's not a fucking fear.
Yeah.
And boners and skunks. This is another. I saw this. It was a funny tweet, and like someone was like, "When I was a kid, I thought skunks were going to be a way bigger problem." And that's the same thing with boners. I was like, "Dude, I'm going to fucking pop boners when I'm older, like during meetings." But they do go away.
Dude,
And sometimes, they're even hard to get now. Sometimes I wish I was younger.